room again that I can make a studio.
Nice.
And I'll be able to make like a real studio this time. I'm excited.
Yeah. I mean, for a while I lived in a tiny apartment and this was like,
I think I have these exact same things too. Did you get them on Amazon?
I mean, all of this stuff is definitely like whatever's cheapest,
Yeah.
except for the board. The board is expensive, but the board works.
Okay. That's I couldn't tell you what the fuck's going on here. I have like the little like mini one that just has like 4 little like it's made for podcasting, but it's kind of made for like podcasting on the go.
Oh yeah. I've seen those.
Yeah.
The reason I have that, I worked as a tech guy at a comedy club for a long time.
Sick.
So that's like how I learned all this stuff.
Okay.
Because I was like doing the live shows at Last Best Comedy in Montana.
Okay.
And it's a lot of like, there was a massive board there for no reason. They had like 40 things, which is like a professional DJ thing, even though comedy's one microphone. Well, I guess they do improv there, so they need different stuff. But yeah, that's how I learned that. But yeah, anyways, we're rolling. That's cool.
Cool.
Yeah. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Owen Gifford Show, episode 15. Cam Leids is here today. He's a podcaster and a clipper, social media presence.
Comedian.
Now comedian.
Ideally.
Yeah. Just started his.
Ideally, we'll move that one to the front soon, but
yeah.
I guess I got a ways to go.
When did you start comedy?
I started about like a year ago.
Yeah. It takes a couple years.
Yeah.
I mean, at a year, you have like probably 5 minutes, good minutes.
I think now I finally feel like I have a good tight 5.
Yeah. That's about the timeline.
Yeah.
It's like 1 year. You actually have type 5 when you first start, the first open mic you do, at least you think you do. And then, after a year, that's when it actually like starts being tight.
Yeah.
So you lived in Peru for a while, right?
Yeah, I was there for a year.
A year?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Where were you before that?
I was here in Denver. I was here in Denver for 2 years before that, and then Peru for a year, and I just got back to Denver like 3 months ago.
So what were you doing in Peru?
Bunch of ayahuasca. Like chilling. Just like honestly, the main reason was to slow down, just like slow my life down and like take out all of the distractions that exist here, just because there's obviously so much to do and things are crazy.
And America's fast place.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and also take out the need to be making like a ton of money just to be able to afford like basic needs.
Yeah.
So take all that out and then go to a place where I had one friend that I knew that was living there in that area. And so like I knew I wasn't going to be completely alone. My girlfriend moved with me and we were like, we're going to give it a year and see where it goes from there.
Yeah. So did you have anything set up like when you went down there?
No.
So you went in dry and you were like staying in an Airbnb or something?
Staying in an Airbnb for the first month, and then we found a place on like Facebook Marketplace that a local was renting out one of their places.
Huh.
So we did that, and we ended up staying there like the rest of the time, which is crazy because everyone else we know moves around probably every like 2 to 3 months there because like they just like don't like their places, their landlords suck, and like a lot of people are away for like a couple months at a time, so then they'll come back and then they'll have to move again. So so we were lucky with the place that we found.
Was the landlord like, were there weird like landlords down there? Like, how does it even work?
So yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
I will say this, our landlords I think are going to be the greatest landlords I've ever had in my entire life.
Really?
They were the nicest people ever. Yeah. They fixed everything like immediately when it needed to be fixed.
Awesome.
They were super chill. Every other one of my friends' landlords was terrible. Like did not like, they wouldn't pay the electricity bills and then they'd be like, I'll get to it in a week or something like that. And like, they'd just be like without water, without electricity for a while.
Yeah.
Just about like nothing would get fixed when it needs to. And like our landlords, I literally told them one time, I'm like, hey, like the Wi-Fi is like a little slow. Next day, they like had like a team over installing a new box in our unit, being like, it should be better now. And they didn't charge us for anything either. Like it was all included.
You got lucky then.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, that's awesome. So what town were you in?
I was in a town called Pisac, which is right outside of Cusco.
Yeah, so, and Cusco is like the big city.
Yeah. So, well, Lima's the big city. So, like Lima's the capital of Peru. But Cusco is Cusco was the capital of the Incan Empire.
Oh, nice.
So like Cusco was the OG capital.
Right.
Yeah.
Did you see any temples when you were down there?
I saw a lot. Yeah. I
Yeah.
saw a lot of cool ancient Peruvian stuff. Like obviously Machu Picchu's sick, but there's so much more there than just Machu Picchu.
Yeah.
And that was the stuff that I think interested me a little more. Like Machu Picchu was amazing.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Definitely worth it. But I think if you just go to Machu Picchu, you're missing, like, it's like part of the story, and like not even like the biggest part of the story. Like you have to see all the other stuff to like understand why Machu Picchu is even like as cool as it is.
Yeah.
Because of all this other stuff.
And that's also only the stuff that's shown. There's still stuff like in the jungle that's
Dude,
like so overgrown and everything too.
Dude, so much shit. Like it's crazy just hearing the stories. I mean, even just like we were told that it was really only about 60 years ago or something like that, like relatively recently, that the people that are called like the Caros, so like essentially like the mountain wisdom keepers, we'll call them, like came down from the mountains. So like they've been like deep into the mountains pretty much since the Spanish invaded.
Wow.
And so they've been just living up in the mountains for like, again, hundreds and hundreds of years, like nobody being able to find them or see them, or like even like trying to. And so only recently they've actually like come down and started to integrate within the society now.
Wow.
And yeah, it's kind of interesting just like how much of their original culture does still exist within certain groups.
Yeah.
I'd say the majority of Peruvians like don't know most of their actual culture. But
I mean, yeah, you get like desensitized with like society and like capitalism and, you know, all those things. But
yeah,
I'm sure those mountain people are like so in touch with nature and like they know the mountains better than anyone. They're straight up mountain goats.
Yeah, straight up. Like they talk to the mountain 100%.
Yeah. So that's like their I mean, I was born in the mountains, like in a small town in the mountains, and like I've lived by the ocean, I've lived by other things, but like but the mountains is like what my soul is like tied to, you know, like I will never be an ocean person. I enjoy the ocean, but like the mountains are where I'm like very comfortable.
I agree with that. I was born in like Los Angeles. Like I was born right next to the ocean, and I've always liked the mountains better.
Yeah, fair enough. You have Joshua Tree out there. Joshua Tree's cool.
Joshua Tree's sick as fuck.
Yeah. That's cool. So yeah, you were doing plant medicine stuff?
A lot of plant medicine stuff, yeah.
Nice. So were you a plant medicine guy before you went down there?
Yeah, so I guess like the journey starts, what is it? We're in August. So pretty much almost exactly 4 years ago at this point, I went down to Peru for the very first time to do ayahuasca.
How old were you at this time?
I was 25.
Nice.
So I was 25, went down there. I was living in Chicago at the time. I was like a tech bro. And
the tech bro ayahuasca pipeline,
dude, it's real. But the thing is then like there's then this alternate pipeline that I think gets split off after that, because then there's the tech bro that goes like ultra mega douche with it. And then there's the one that's like, I think I got to make some changes.
That gets the like actual message.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know,
Steve Jobs was really into ayahuasca and psychedelics.
I don't know if he was into ayahuasca. He was into LSD. I knew that. But like, I think he was very into like the Eastern culture and like philosophy and like Eastern medicines and stuff. But yeah, so I went to Peru, did ayahuasca for the first time, came back and was like, wow, I fucking hate my life. And just decided to say fuck all and like stopped working in tech. Like 2 months later, moved from Chicago to Denver a couple months after that. And I started my first podcast that I had at the time, which was about psychedelics and like talking about what was actually going on in like the psychedelic scene now that things were starting to become legal, especially in Denver and other places in the US.
Yeah, that's one thing that appealed to me about Denver was people are very open about psychedelics and like the benefits of it here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I've always like I took mushrooms when I was like 19 the first time, and since then, I've always been a fan of plant medicine. I've never done ayahuasca. I'll do it eventually, but I'm kind of taking a break right now because
you've done bufo, right?
Yeah, I did bufo. Yeah. I did 5-MeO 3 times in 2 days, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna take a break for a while.
Where was that?
That was in Tulum.
In Tulum,
Mexico.
Yeah, man, I know where Tulum was. It like Did you know beforehand that you were going to Tulum to do that? Or were you just in Tulum
No.
and some dude's like, hey, dude, do some bufo with me?
Pretty much. No, so the whole story is I hurt my back. I had back surgery, so I was like, and I was just like immobile for basically a year, like in a lot of pain, like couldn't move. And then I was like, I just need to go. I'm a big traveler, explorer, like before comedy, before all that. Like that's what I love to do, is just like explore and adventure. And so I was just like, God, I really need to fucking just do something. So I had a couple $100 and Mexico was cheap and close from Denver. So I just went to Tulum. And then while I was there, I was always interested in like the ayahuasca, like psychedelic world and spiritual world. And I'm a big like nature guy. And then, at my hotel, like literally a 5-minute walk from the hotel, there was like a bufo sanctuary where like people traveled to go. And then I did some research and, it felt right at the time because I was like healing from a lot of things and just like questioning why I'd just been put through like so much pain in my life. And then paid $200 and did the experience. Yeah.
Was it $200 per session, or that was 200 for all three?
Well, I did 2. So what happened was I did 2 sessions in one, and it was $200 for like the whole thing. So what you do is like it's this open courtyard, beautiful courtyard, and then there's all these shamans like walking around, and then you go into the teepee with 2 shamans. It was a nice Australian woman. And funny enough, like right before I was doing the ceremony, I was just sitting there waiting, and this guy comes by and is like holding in throw up, and he like runs to the bathroom and throws up, and he comes out and he's like, "Yeah, don't drink the water because you can't drink the water in Mexico or it'll make you throw up." And turns out that was supposed to be my shaman.
Oh shit!
But he drank some of the water and was like throwing up. So then the main guy, who like runs the whole thing with his family, had to step in. So then we did the ceremony the first time, and obviously it was like the most profound, like crazy, mind-blowing experience, and I came out of it. And the guy was like, I don't think you went deep enough. And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? He's like, I think you can get more from this. So then I did it again and went like, again, crazy, profound experience where I'm just like, what the fuck? But it was awesome. Came out of it again, and he's like, I still think you can keep peeling the onion. He's like, come back tomorrow and I'll give you a free session. So then I came back the next day.
Damn, this man really wanted you to fucking blast off.
Well, the problem was like my outer body wasn't reacting a lot.
Okay.
Which I don't know why. Because like in my head I was reacting a lot.
Yeah.
So, but a lot of people, they like flop around kind of.
Yeah, I've heard it's very somatic. I've never done bufo. I've done just about everything else at this point.
Yeah.
I haven't done that one.
Well, apparently a lot of people are like, you're expelling a lot of like trauma and energy and like, your ego's like dissolving. And so apparently that makes people move a lot, but for whatever reason, some people don't move a lot. And I was like not moving a lot, but I was like internally reacting.
Yeah.
So he was like, yeah, I don't know, man. But then, so we did it 3 times and like, and it was like a great experience, but it was like different every single time. And the third time, it usually only lasts 15 minutes, but the third time lasted 30 minutes. So I was like deep the third time. And I also didn't really know what I was doing because the first time, if you don't know, like when you do psychedelics, like big, heavy psychedelics, you're supposed to have an intention, like going into it, like focusing on one problem. Whereas I didn't really know that. So I was just like, la di da di da, like broad. So the first time I kind of got the message of like, oh, we're all connected. Like it was like very broad. It was like everything is connected in the world.
Yeah, it's a good one.
And then the third time when I was like, I want to really appreciate life. Like that was the intention that I went into it with. And to do that, the psychedelic literally like made everything go like completely dark and black to where it was like nothingness and like I was not there. Nothing was there. Cause then you come back and you're like, oh, I appreciate my body. I appreciate the life.
Like here's what it feels like to have
have nothing.
Enjoy it.
Yeah.
It's like, oh fuck.
Exactly. So it was kind of like I want to learn what it's like to get punched in the face.
Mhm.
And that yeah, and it was a very just like I'm just like forgetting as the farther I get away from it, the more I forget.
Mhm.
And I can just like kind of remember how I felt. But I remember just feeling like and connected with like everything. There's an interconnection. Some people get like a complete whiteout where it's like white fractals everywhere.
Mhm.
I also didn't get anything like that. For me, it was just like complete like ego dissolve. Like I wasn't there.
Yeah.
Um, but it was very like I felt like euphoric, and I felt like everything. Yeah, it was just like we are all one. Like that's the thing that like repeated
Yeah.
with everything. But it was a great experience, and I'll go back to it eventually. But I mean, it was both terrifying and profound and beautiful at the same time.
Yeah.
Um,
The first time that I did ayahuasca, like my intention was like I want to feel what it feels like to love myself. Like I want to feel like
yeah,
unconditional self-love. And to do that, ayahuasca showed me every single way that I hated myself. So like
yeah,
I had to see all of that first before I could love myself. Was
right.
like here's how you hate yourself, and I was like that sucks.
It seems like it's very counterintuitive,
It's
like what it shows you, and people are like, "What it shows you? You guys are crazy," but it's like it's so real when you're like
oh
doing it.
it's I mean like I when I tell people that like even when I'm not doing ayahuasca or like mushrooms or whatever the fuck it is at this point, like I now am at a point where I can still communicate with that. Like I
Yeah,
still like talk to those
through
like plant
meditation.
spirits. Yeah, through meditation, just like through life at this point. Like it's
Yeah.
always like I think the more aware you are of what's going on around you,
Mhm.
the more you're able to just kind of like see these little things and be like, oh, that's that. Or like this is a
Yeah.
message from something else.
You can
Like
see the dots connecting.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I can see it rather than like always having to look back and be like hindsight's 2020.
Right,
And
right.
I can see it a little bit more as it's happening. By no way am I trying to say that like I fucking get it. Like at all.
I
Like
don't
I
think
do not.
I don't think it's possible.
No, I think it's just, I think the more present you are, that's what I've come to as far as like why are we here? Like what's the point? It's like just be present. That's it.
Yeah,
It doesn't
that's
none
me
of that
too.
none of that shit matters.
Enjoy
Like
your life, be
yeah.
nice to people.
Yeah, like who the fuck cares?
Yeah, yeah. Do what you love.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Start comedy.
Yeah, exactly.
You
Yeah,
know?
dude. I mean, it
Yeah,
took
yeah.
that was one of the reasons why I started doing fucking comedy when I was in Peru. So like I moved there. I thought that I was moving there to like I really thought that I was going to go like really deep with ayahuasca and like be
Mhm.
on a path to be like a facilitator or serve medicine or like something like
Yeah, yeah.
that. Um and so like I got there and then shortly after that I did like a 2-week ayahuasca retreat
Yeah.
and where I did like 6 ceremonies over the course of those 2 weeks. Um, and yeah, one of the last, not even one of the last, somewhere in the middle of it, it was just this thing that came up where like ayahuasca told me, quote unquote,
Yeah,
is
yeah.
like, was like, you want to do stand up comedy. And like
Uh-huh.
it has been something that I have thought of before, like many
Yeah, yeah.
times, and just never paid any attention
Were
to
you
it
a
at all.
fan at all?
Always been a fan of stand-up
Yeah.
comedy, and like even before I moved to Peru, actually, I didn't even remember this until after the fact, but like 2025, like me and my girlfriend, we usually like make goals at the beginning of the year.
Mhm.
One of my goals that I put at the beginning of 2025, so before I'd even moved and like decided anything, was like I want to go to an open mic and like do stand-up comedy at an open mic.
Yeah, yeah.
And I didn't do that before I moved to Peru, so I was just like,
Mhm.
oh well, I guess I fucking won't,
Yeah,
won't do
yeah,
that.
yeah.
And then yeah, during that ayahuasca retreat, like I think, I don't know, maybe having like the 3rd ceremony out of 6, and then every single ceremony after that, some part of it was about the fact that I wanted to do stand-up comedy.
Oh,
I was
interesting.
like, what the fuck?
Yeah, yeah.
This is why I came. I could have done this shit back in Denver.
Right, right.
Um,
Well, maybe you have some reason to do comedy that you haven't yet found or whatever, you know?
I think the reason is that I just enjoy it.
Yeah, yeah, that's true too.
I think
That's true
that's it.
too.
I
Yeah.
was too much of a pussy at that point. So like
Yeah.
to actually get over myself enough to be able to just be like, fuck
Right,
it.
right. Right. So
And
it kind of
do
pushed you in the pool.
Yeah, 100%. It was
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it was basically like if you don't do this, you're going to spend your entire life thinking about what if you did.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so once it became very clear that like okay, that's it, like I have to try this now. And it just so turned out that where I lived in Peru, there's a lot of other expats that were there. So a lot of people from all over. So one of the cafes that was there, which was a very popular like expat hangout, they do an open mic night every Tuesday.
Yeah.
And so I was like, fuck, I guess I like that's like that was one of those things where it's like the universe has literally just told me this. And then in the place in Peru, fucking 5,000 miles away from where I was,
right,
the fact that there's like the ability for me to do that so unbelievably easily was again like, I have to do this.
Right. And you can't even do it in like Kansas, you know, sometimes. You know?
Yeah, exactly. The fact that I could literally, it was, you know, 2 minutes away, like a 2-minute walk away from where I lived.
Yeah.
Granted, it was an open mic night.
Stars aligned.
Yeah. It was not a comedy open mic night. I do want to be very clear about that. It was a singing and poetry open mic night, and I did comedy.
Yeah, which is comedy open mics are already hard. Music open mics doing comedy, even harder.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Especially when everybody there is like singing like Hindu mantras and like ayahuasca songs.
Right.
And then I'm talking about my dick and being Jewish.
Like string instruments.
Yeah.
They're like, who is this guy? Some of them don't even speak English. So,
yeah.
What is the language in Peru?
It is. So like their language is Spanish, but the original language is a language called Quechua. So that's what the people in Cusco, a lot of them still speak Quechua. I think there's like something like 4 million Quechuan speakers. So like that's the language that they were speaking before the Incans. Like that is the like OG, like like whatever you would think of like a Native American language is here. That's Quechuan there.
Interesting.
And tons of them still speak it. Like I think Peru has one of the largest populations of like indigenous language speakers of any country, like in the entire world.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good for you. So, do you think you'll ever go back to being like a facilitator or like do the facilitating thing at any point?
I think I can do that as part of my life now. It's not like, I think beforehand I thought that was going to be like the main part of my life.
Yeah.
And it's still 100% going, like it honestly, like it still is part of my life. Like I still very much do things like I'm doing this medicine called combo literally tomorrow morning, which I can tell you about. It's terrible. Sure. But yeah, so like that's still part of my life, but it's a piece of it. Like it's all a piece of the puzzle. I think once you trying to put so much energy into that was kind of like eating me from the inside out, because it's like this beautiful healing thing, and I was trying to find a way like how can I be somewhere involved in this and also have it be like supporting me financially and all of that stuff. And it took away from me enjoying it for what it was. And so realizing like I need to find a different way to make money and support myself and do that. And that just supports that the same way that like me having a corporate job, since I got back, I got a corporate job. Like that supports me being able to go to open mics and do comedy.
Right. You got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
And there is no perfect answer.
No.
Plus, I think that's a great way to live life, is to have like multiple faceted sides of yourself, because it still is you.
Yeah.
It's just like different versions of yourself within the same thing. Like I love comedy, but if I've noticed it, like with comedians, if you do only comedy, you are only talking about going to the airport. Like that's what your 45 minutes is about. You have to live your life so you have experiences to pull from that are interesting for the people. So you want to like put a lot of effort towards it, but if you push all your chips, then you have like nothing else to talk about, which is a problem. I like to hike and like just going into the woods and stuff. And that's where I think of a lot of jokes, is like when I have those it's basically long form meditation when you're just like walking for 6 hours.
Yeah.
So you kind of like listen to a lot of things, but yeah, I think living a balanced life is like a very good way to live. And in America, we were taught from a young age, like you pick one thing and you do it all the time.
Yeah. And that was, so like, that was my problem before, like before I even did ayahuasca the first time. Like I grew up like, again, being like a tech bro. Like I grew up in like LA. My dad was like very involved in the tech scene there.
Yeah.
And so like my goal, and that was when like Facebook, Snapchat, like Twitter were like just kind of starting. And so it was like this idea that like, oh, I can start a tech company and become a billionaire type
American dream
type of vibe, you know?
Yeah.
And so that was like really my goal was like I went to college and like I started an app like my freshman year, and I dropped out for a semester to like work to be like employee number 5 at a tech startup.
Nice.
And that didn't work. I went back.
Fair enough.
I so like, and then like, you know, my first job out of college was for like a 50-person startup, and like it was growing super fast and all this. And I put all of my eggs into like this thing that I thought was going to like give me fulfillment and happiness.
Yeah.
And then once I like it, you know, other things in my life were kind of falling apart and not working beforehand, but like, you know, I was still so like in it that I couldn't not see that. Like it was
Right.
so much a part of me. Like I had made so much of my personality the fact that like I worked in tech and was like a tech guy.
Yeah.
That then I did ayahuasca, and like honestly, one of the biggest realizations was like, I don't even fucking give a shit.
Yeah.
It's like I built my whole life around this. What do you mean I don't give a shit?
Yeah. It's like seeing Earth from the space station.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where you see like the whole thing. You're like, oh,
Oh,
we're on a
fuck.
floating rock.
Yeah, got it.
You know,
Okay.
like
Yeah,
you
no, that
can-
doesn't matter.
You can visualize you're on a floating rock, but once you see it, you're like, oh, I'm actually on a floating rock.
I think that's a good analogy. I was able to see from the outside that like none of that is inherently real. Like it's all just made up.
Money is made up. I say
Exactly.
economics.
Dude, money's made up as fuck. Like none of that shit exists.
I know. The more I studied economics, the more I realized, oh, they know exactly what's going on and how it's going to manipulate millions of people.
Yeah, exactly. And like it only exists because enough people buy into the fact that it exists.
Right.
But if everyone collectively chose that it didn't, it wouldn't.
Yeah, and that's like the whole point of Bitcoin. Like it was like if everyone believes this, it'll have value. You know, that's literally money. And yeah, I mean, it's so weird. That's what kills me about the whole supply chain thing and inflation. I'm like, God, they're just saying that.
They can
get
stop
away
it
with
right
it.
now.
Yeah,
If they wanted to, they could stop it.
Yeah, exactly. It's like they're just saying it. Anyways, one thing I've heard about ayahuasca is like Aya. Can you talk about that a little bit?
What do you mean by Aya?
I've heard people, it's like Mother Earth or something. You like connect to someone's like kind of communicating with you.
Yeah. So like everyone communicates, sees, hears, feels differently is the thing.
Yeah.
So like, I mean, so let me ask you this. Like when have you done like high doses of mushrooms before?
Yeah.
Okay. So like when you do like a high dose of mushrooms and like obviously like does it feel like you're communicating with something, or does it feel like you're just talking to yourself?
With mushrooms, I still kind of feel there, even
Okay.
though my like ego dissolves a little bit, but I feel more in touch with like my surroundings and nature, especially.
Okay. So ayahuasca, you're fully in control. Like the whole like there's never been one point on ayahuasca where I haven't opened my eyes and known exactly where I was and exactly what was going on.
Interesting. Okay.
So like it's a very like you know, I mean, you're high as shit sometimes, but the funny thing is like sometimes you're also not. So like the thing that's weird about ayahuasca, and here's why I think there is definitely like a stronger connection with like mother ayahuasca, grandmother ayahuasca, whatever the fuck you want to call it, with that plant spirit, we'll call it, is like she does have a mind of her own.
Oh, really?
Yeah. She like I could take the exact same dose, which like they dose it out in like a shot glass.
Yeah.
So like depending on the size of the shot glass, it might be half a shot or like, you know, 3/4 of a shot. Like I could take that and feel absolutely nothing for 6 hours.
Interesting.
And like somebody that is twice my size can take half as much and be flying high as all literal fuck for 6 hours from the same batch, one after the other. And
so the first time is kind of like,
dude, you have no fucking clue what is about to happen. Like the thing is, nobody knows what's about to happen. So that's why it's one of those like, you know, if you're with good facilitators, they will, like, good luck, soldier. Good luck. They'll start you off kind of low to be like, let's see what happens here. And like, it's very common the first time that somebody drinks ayahuasca to not feel anything. Like it is incredibly common. But the way that like why I think that that's actually more common, it's not necessarily just because oh, they're not feeling anything. It's a lot of people are like so fucking wound up and just like so tight and so stuck in whatever bullshit that they're stuck in
Yeah.
that like they're the ones that are not allowing themselves to feel it is the thing. But like they don't know that. And even if you tell them that, like they don't know what you mean.
concept is hard.
Yeah, exactly. So like it was like, you know, I can tell you one of the ayahuasca ceremonies that I had, the theme of it was like there was just this pit of fear in my stomach. Like it was just general fear.
Oh yeah.
And like my relationship, yeah. So like my relationship with fear. And like one of the facilitators is like, okay, so like the antidote to fear is trust. If you trust, that helps dissolve the fear. Yeah. And so like, and logically I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. But then I was sitting there and I'm like, okay, I trust. And like nothing, obviously not. Yeah. Well, like what the fuck does that mean? Like I can't just do that.
Yeah.
I can't do that if I've never actually like felt what that feels like.
Right. Which is why you're there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So like, so that ended up just being, 5 hours of me trying everything else before I finally had to give up.
Yeah.
And like that.
And that's the trust.
That was the answer, was fully giving up.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I've learned about psychedelics is like, and I know exactly what you're talking about when you're going up and it feels like you're kind of like falling in a dream. Like that's a similar, or like falling off a cliff. You're just like free falling.
Yeah.
And yeah, that feeling of trust and giving in and like enjoying the ride. It's kind of like you're walking up a river. Like not trusting is like walking up a river, fighting the current. And you kind of just have to like lay back and just like, yeah, I might hit some rocks, but
But it's cool.
It's cool.
Like, I'm supposed to hit some rocks.
I'm tubing this river.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. If you never tubed in Golden, that's so not on the play. Tubing in Golden is so sick.
Probably not this season.
Yeah, it was a little low. But it was fun. Well, yeah. So what's the medicine you're doing tomorrow?
It's called Combo. So Combo is like, as far as like Amazonian medicine goes, so like ayahuasca, it's like Amazonian medicine. So it's like a leaf and a vine, combine it, ayahuasca. Combo is also Amazonian medicine, but comes from a frog. You do not smoke this. It is.
So does 5-MeO.
Yeah. So it's very different from 5-MeO. So Combo is more of like a purifier and cleanser. There's no psychedelic experience involved, but like, if you need like a reset on your body, like if there's anything at all that you want to get rid of, like this is actually usually one of the medicines where if you go to these indigenous tribes that still work with this stuff, they'll give you Combo before anything.
Right.
Like they don't give people ayahuasca for the most part. And I can talk about that too, actually a little bit, because it is kind of interesting. But Combo, the way that you do it is they take this little stick, and then they light it on fire, and then they burn holes in your skin. So they take off the first layer of skin, and then they take this frog medicine. It's like the poisonous secretion from a specific frog.
Yeah.
They then put it into little balls, and then they put that directly onto the holes, so it gets sucked into your bloodstream as quickly as possible.
Wow.
And breaks like the blood-brain barrier.
Have you done it before?
Yeah, I've done it before.
So do you feel it like?
You feel it instantly.
Interesting.
And the experience, it lasts about 15 minutes, and it's
same with 5-MeO.
There's not a single redeeming quality to the experience of Combo.
Yeah.
Other than after you do Combo, you're like, okay, well, I got through that. But like you get violently ill. You just get nauseous.
Throwing up.
Yeah. Also, too, I forgot to mention, before you do Combo, like right before, you're supposed to chug anywhere from 1 to 2 liters of water.
Oof.
Because you want to throw up. Like
right.
the whole point
you
of
don't
it.
want to dry heave.
Yeah. So the whole point of it is to throw up. But essentially, like what it's doing, I don't know how the science works. I don't know any of this shit. But like from what it feels like it's doing is it's taking whatever shit is in your body, like heavy metals, toxins, like just
microplastics.
Yeah, like whatever you don't need, and it's trying to get it to the stomach as quickly. Like it's it's pulling it in, and then you get to throw it out, throw it up afterwards.
Wow.
Sometimes it makes you shit too, which is not as fun.
Yeah, that's what I've heard about ayahuasca. There's a lot of shitting and throwing up.
Yeah, yep, it is. But
did you get the shits?
Oh yeah, you can't not. It's especially if you don't want to, then you will.
That concept is also so funny and so human, where it's just like you're having the most profound spiritual experience of your life, but you're also shitting your brains out
Uh-huh.
at the same time,
Mm-hmm.
which
Yeah.
is just so like human and funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So combo, it's like it's known as like warrior medicine because
Mhm.
like a lot the indigenous tribes and stuff, they actually used to use it before they would like go out to hunt because then
Oh,
it also heightens all of your senses.
nice.
And like there's a bunch of peptides in it. Again, this is some sciencey stuff. I don't really know what that means, but
Mm. Me neither.
it is very good for you
Mhm.
and is very like cleansing and like
Yeah.
resetting to just like everything in your body. Like
It's
if you
like
need
a
to
juice
reset,
cleanse on steroids.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. But yeah, the funny thing too that I do want to mention about ayahuasca, which I find interesting, is so like traditionally when if people need it, so like ayahuasca is there to help heal you.
Yeah.
So like it heals you like emotionally and spiritually slash like energetically.
Mhm.
That's what it's there for. And so when people like used to use it, so like the tribes, hundreds of years ago that they were using it, if you needed like healing, you would go to the shaman and then you wouldn't do ayahuasca. They would do ayahuasca
Mm.
because it basically then allows them to see like the energetics and the spiritual stuff that's going on with you.
Huh.
And then they prescribe you a bunch of other plants and stuff like that. But like
So like an
it,
aura reader.
it's literally only a very recent thing that everyone gets to do ayahuasca. Like that
Huh.
was never the case.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense. It's like
Mhm.
a foreigner coming into your land, like you might be wary of it, but then they probably were like, "Oh, we're all human, so we want to expand this experience."
Yeah, kind of. I think it's one of those like I've learned a lot that if you believe something, then it is true.
Yeah,
So
like
yeah,
manifestation.
exactly. Like, your mind creates your reality type of thing.
Mhm.
Because of just the way that we live in the Western world, like in the West, is like we do heavily rely on our sight. Like
Yeah,
if we can't see something, then it's not there.
right.
And
See
so
it to
like
believe it.
yeah, and so everything about ayahuasca and mushrooms and any of these psychedelic experiences, like obviously there's so much to see that if a random Westerner were to sit down in front of a shaman and the shaman's like, cool, I'm going to drink this thing and then I'm going to be able to read your aura, they'd be like, yeah, bullshit.
Right.
so then
Yeah.
so then they're then sitting there essentially blocking themselves off from them to
Mm,
be able to do that because
interesting.
but if I then go in like now, I have no problem going in and being like, I need help. You drink this and like tell me what's up
Yeah.
because I believe that it's going to work.
Right,
So
right,
like
right.
that's the only difference is that I believe it's going to work and this
Yeah.
person doesn't. So this person it won't work and for me it will.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of like human like conversation too, like word conversation. If someone's like, "Hey, what's up?" and they're like, "Go fuck yourself." You know, you're gonna be
Like,
like, "What?
all right, I
All
don't
right.
think I'm going to get through to
Yeah.
you.
See you later."
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a metaphysical conversation in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. I don't know. I've also heard with ayahuasca they make you eat really clean,
Yeah.
like fruit and dry protein.
Super clean. Depending on where you are, a lot of places there's no meat at all.
Hmm.
There's also these things called dietas, which is like take it a step further, and then you're also using basically another plant that's non-psychoactive, like no psychedelic, psychoactive, or anything like that.
Mhm.
But like every plant does have healing properties. Like plants heal. Like
Yeah,
every
yeah,
single pharmaceutical drug is derived from a plant.
yeah.
So if you then go back to what are the original plants, that's what the
Mhm.
people in the Amazon jungle like. They know every fucking plant that is there. They know exactly what its properties are, what you should do, what you shouldn't do.
Yeah.
But the way they do that is by doing these things called dietas, which is where you basically cut out like everything. So like
Mm.
you can't during a dieta, you can't have no salt, no sugar,
Wow.
no spices of any kind, no red meat, no pork, definitely no alcohol, no
Mhm.
other drugs. The only thing you can have is ayahuasca, tobacco, and whatever the plant is that you're dieting with. And so
Interesting.
you drink usually like a tea or some sort of water that's infused with that plant once a day. And that's supposed to help you create a connection with that plant for
Oh,
you to be able to like call on that to help you with whatever. But it's
wow.
also a lot for the shaman because the shaman knows like, I know this plant is going to help me diagnose you better or like heal this thing that's going on with you. So
Mhm.
they'll like prescribe that as like, you need to do this dieta.
Wow. They're basically like doctors with plants,
Yeah.
like the
Yeah.
same concept, you
Yeah,
know?
exactly.
Yeah, that's crazy. So, what would your advice be to someone who has never done psychedelics, never done mushrooms, never done ayahuasca, but wants to like, get into it or like put their foot into it, like get their foot in the door?
My biggest thing is like I do not believe that everybody should do these
I don't
things.
either.
Like for
Yeah.
yeah, that's like first and foremost. I think after I did it, I did, and now I've very much come back to being like, nah, this shit ain't for everybody.
Yeah.
Um,
There's a certain personality type.
yeah, certain personality type and like, and this is where I will get a little bit like, ethereal out there is like, you have to be called to it
I
in
agree.
some way.
Yeah.
And like, whatever that means to you, you'll know.
Mhm.
If you don't feel like you should do it, don't fucking do it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the only reason I did is because I went through the most horrific thing I've ever been through. And
Yeah,
that's
and
like,
like,
yeah.
and see, the thing is like, there's no right or wrong reason as to like why somebody should or shouldn't do it, because
Yeah.
like the two people can have the same reason for doing it, but like it could be fueled by different things. So therefore, like maybe one of them shouldn't really do it.
Yeah.
Like I just felt lost when I first did it. Like I didn't
Mhm.
know what it was I needed to heal. I didn't know what was going on, but what I did know for sure was that like I got to a point where I was like, I have to do this. I don't know why I have to do this, but I knew I
Yeah.
had
Yeah.
to. And so I did.
Yeah. You came to that point in your timeline.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Where like it was time. But what I will say is like anybody that's interested in any of this stuff, start with meditation.
Yeah.
Just-
Honestly,
dude,
take a walk in the
dude,
woods.
dude, just sit still for 10 minutes and
Yeah.
see what
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I had already started trying to meditate probably about a year or two before I ever did ayahuasca.
Yeah.
And I fucking sucked at it. I thought I was doing it wrong. I hated it. I stopped.
It's a skill. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I just didn't understand it. And like funny enough, when I did ayahuasca the first time, it just clicked right then and there. Like, oh, this is meditation. It's just sitting here. Like
Yeah.
it's sitting
It's
here.
existing.
Yeah, it's being able to just exist. But again, like before you really experience that and know that that's the experience,
Yeah.
you're always questioning the experience. And
Right,
you're
right.
always just in your mind.
Yeah, you think existing is snowboarding down a mountain and feeling so exhilarated, but
Mhm.
sometimes, real existing is just like sitting there and doing nothing.
Well, the thing is like that is so like anytime that you are fully 100% present, like that's meditation
Yeah,
to me. Like when I am skiing down a mountain,
true.
if I'm fully there,
Flow.
that's
Yeah, flow.
flow state. Like
Yeah, yeah.
flow state is the same as meditation.
Yeah,
So you can do it walking, you can do it sitting, you can do it.
yeah.
However the
That's
fuck
why
you want.
people, a lot of people like rock climbing and motorcycles. It's
Mhm.
because it's like so intense. You have to be like zeroed in on exactly what you're doing.
Anytime that you're like on that brink of like, if I make one wrong move, I could die.
Yeah.
You are present as hell, my friend.
Right, yeah. That is interesting how it's on both sides of the spectrum, but like nowhere in between.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so interesting. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I would say I think adventurers, if you're really into nature, you'll probably be all right. If you had something like traumatic that you feel like you really need to heal and get over,
Yeah.
if you have substance abuse problems, they really help with that.
Yeah.
Help,
So like
yeah.
that. So this is where again, like I'll be like, it can help with all of these things, but
Mhm.
just because you have one of those things does not mean that it is right for you.
Right.
So like it can help with a lot. And I do think that a lot more people should have the experience. Not
I agree with
everybody,
that.
but I do think more people should. And if you,
Politicians.
no, I think that they're already too fucked up. So
Yeah,
like I consider psychedelics to be what's called non-specific amplifiers, meaning that it will amplify whatever is there. So if you come to plant medicine like wanting to heal from something, that's what you're going to get.
Yeah.
But if you're a narcissistic piece of shit and you come to plant medicine being like, I'm the fucking shit,
Uh-huh.
it's going to make you a bigger narcissistic piece of shit.
Yeah.
It's not going to just take that away
Interesting.
necessarily. Like it can, but I wouldn't expect it to. So like, I think that if you do come to it, the biggest thing is just like come with an open mind and I don't know, like leave leave your fucking ego at the door. As far as whatever you expect the experience to be, it's not going to be that.
Yeah.
It's
you're not going to know.
Yeah. If you expect it to be a certain thing, you will be fighting it the whole time. And like, it's going to be difficult. But like, if you really seek help in whatever area that you seek help in, it will give it to you.
Yeah.
Not in the way you want it or expect it.
Yeah. I would just say, be very open and like, try to recognize when you're like fighting and give in, but it's way hard. Easier said than done.
So much easier said than done. Oh yeah. And like the thing is sometimes fighting is like that's how you get the lesson is you fight so goddamn hard before you finally realize, oh my God, I'm fighting so hard right now. I had no idea that like I walk around in my everyday life doing this shit, just fighting against what's there. So sometimes you need to be like, again, beat the fuck down before you can finally be like, oh God, why am I beating myself up like all the time?
It's like when someone is really anxious and then they feel not being anxious for the first time and they're like, what the fuck is this? And they're like, that's just normal existence for some people.
Yeah. I think psychedelics are always, they always show me that it's like, it always comes back to me in the sense of like, it's just me versus me out there.
Yeah.
Like, it's not anyone or anything else that's making my life difficult or good or like anything like that. It's usually, if I'm struggling with something, it's usually because there's a part of me that is making me struggle with that thing. And I need to recognize that part and be like, I'm sorry, man, but like this doesn't serve us anymore. I gotta let this shit go.
Yeah.
You have to let it go. Like part of life is learning how to just let things go. It really is not that deep. There's nothing that's that fucking deep.
Yeah.
We're all gonna die one day.
I know. That's the message I get is like,
it's not that
all
deep.
good, bro.
Yeah, dude. Like you're good, man. You're chilling.
Chill, live, do whatever you do. You know,
keep doing your thing, homie.
Fuck it, we ball.
Yeah, exactly.
I know, it's so true. We're human. We all try to make things like so deep and like meaningful when it is, but it's also just like relax.
We're the ones that choose the meaning on something, and like I think a lot of people choose the wrong meaning, not on purpose, and like there's always a reason for it. Like, you know, I struggled a lot. Like my dad was a very angry person growing up, and like he yelled at me a lot, and so that caused me to like, you know, be on edge like a lot of the times and like think of myself where if I didn't perform to this level that, you know, my dad expected me to, then I would start beating myself up for it because like I dropped that. So then I carried that my whole fucking life.
Yeah.
Until
his anger, you think it's your fault.
Yeah, exactly. So I now carry that, my whole life, creating a whole ego, a whole identity, a whole personality around that little tiny thing.
Yeah.
Till one day I can finally like go so deep that I crack it open and then realize like, oh, I've been doing that to myself. Yeah. My dad never did shit. It was me.
Yeah. I also had a dad who would have like outbursts. He'd get, like just men from that age, they held everything in and then volcano it. And nothing like over the top. My dad's chill, but like, he'd get angry. But sometimes like I would get super angry and then I'd see him in myself and I'd be like, oh, I don't want to do that. So then I started smoking a lot of pot.
That's when I started doing a bunch of LSD.
Fair enough. I've still never done LSD. I've always been a mushroom guy.
That was the first one. Like I never would have done any of this other shit if it wasn't for LSD.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I did. The mushrooms was the first psychedelic I ever did. And then I did LSD maybe, I don't know, like 6 months after that. And I was like, I'm going to do a lot of this.
Yeah, fair enough. Dude, tech bros and LSD.
LSD.
It's so tightly lit.
The tech bro to LSD to ayahuasca pipeline.
It's so strong.
Remains goated.
Yeah. I knew this guy when I lived in Montana. He was a math professor, like so fucking smart, like PhD in math. And he would just like drop acid like all the fucking time. I'm just like, dude, you're a trip. Yeah, but I mean, I like those people.
I can see the numbers, bro.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, but I mean, if you're very smart, I get like psychedelics probably do some crazy shit in your brain,
Yeah.
Especially if you're good at math, because the whole world is math. So you're like tapping into that world.
Yeah.
Fuck if I know. No. Yeah, that's crazy.
And now we have iPhones.
Thanks, LSD. I've always wanted to go to Amsterdam, and that's a big LSD culture.
Is it a big LSD or mushrooms culture?
Both, but
Okay.
like they have bicycle day because the
Oh,
guy
yeah.
who invented LSD is from there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
So
cool
people,
people celebrate that here too.
yeah, they just celebrate here too. Yeah. Are you a Burning Man person at all?
I've never been there now. Like,
Yeah.
would I? Yes, probably.
Yeah.
Do I like kind of music festivals and that kind of scene? Like, I've only been to one like real music festival.
Yeah.
That was last year actually.
Yeah.
Called Shambhala. It was up in Canada. It was
Nice.
fucking sick. It was a great time. But like, I mean, those festivals really are just like, let's give the people that need to do all these drugs, let's just give them a place to do that,
Yeah.
so they can get it out of their system and then come back to society
Yeah.
and be a functioning member of this
I mean, that's
hellhole that we created.
Denver's literally socio like, so that's literally Denver is like rave. I'm a nurse.
Yep.
That's literally how it works. I've been looking at this music festival called Zamana. I really want to go to because it's right in front of the Egyptian pyramids,
Yo,
which would be so sick.
dude.
Yeah. And you're like literally just like at a music festival listening to like electronic, which is like probably my second or third favorite type of music. I can get down when I need to get down.
Yeah.
And it would be right in front of the pyramids. I think that would just be so sick.
Some crazy energy you can tap into there.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's so old there.
Yeah.
And the desert really, like, I love the desert too, because I'm like, it's such a foreign world to me. So,
Where have you traveled? What are some of your favorite places that you've traveled?
let's see. I've been to Mexico, Portugal, Italy, Spain, France, Costa Rica, the UK, Canada. I'm probably forgetting something.
Okay.
But yeah, I've been to like 10 countries. I want to do more.
Have you been to any of those countries, or any of the times that you traveled, did you see some like old ancient shit?
I mean, I went and saw the Mayan ruins when I was in Mexico.
Nice.
And those, dude, what was really surprising about those was like so much history had happened, but it was like the size of like a football field.
Yeah.
It was a lot smaller than you think, but
Mhm.
like so much history had been there. And you're
Is
like,
that a Chichen Itza, or is that?
it was just north of Tulum.
Okay, gotcha.
I'm so
Yeah,
bad
yeah,
with
yeah.
names,
Okay.
to be honest.
Yeah.
But yeah, and it was just like right on the ocean, and you're like, you could just imagine like, oh, some crazy shit went down here.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I need to travel more. I mean, the last just like 5 years in America have been fucking crazy. So
Mhm.
it's made it better.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm definitely gonna get out there. I want to go to Croatia. I also want to go to Constantinople.
Constantinople.
Istanbul. Yeah. Because there's a lot of history there. It's like one of the oldest cities in the history.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I just love to travel. It's so good. And it's great for comedy too, because then you always have stories to tell.
Yeah. I haven't found a good way to weave Peru into my
Yeah.
I'm still very new, and like I'm trying to make it relatable. And there's not a lot of things that are relatable about doing a bunch of ayahuasca.
Right.
And so it's like but like I know that the experience and what I got out of it, I know is. So it's like, how do I take those two things and put it together in a way that doesn't just make people like the second I mention ayahuasca be like, that's a dumb hippie, and then just shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Just like shut off.
That's the game of comedy, bro.
Yeah. So
it takes a lot of time. I mean, I've tried to talk about stuff like that. I have a few mushroom jokes that work, but it's really just like,
mhm.
you have to make it like relatable, and you have to like attach it to something else. Similes work really well.
Yeah. I've got this one like Buddhism kind of joke now that I just started doing a couple weeks ago that's been working really well, that I'm
nice.
I'm excited about.
Yeah. Are you writing a lot?
Yeah.
That's the most important thing in the beginning is writing.
Yeah, I'm trying to write, and like I get into waves for sure, where like I'll be like, I got all these ideas, and then I'll put them down, and then I'll go on a stage and do like half of them, and then the half that I did bombed. And I'm like, maybe these are all shit. And then I go up there. Yeah.
Jerry Seinfeld, Dave Chappelle can do 10 jokes and 9 of them will bomb.
Yeah.
This is how it is.
Yeah. Talk about a fucking ego death, man.
Oh, God.
Stand-up-
Open mic comedy.
Open mic comedy.
It's so hard. Sometimes you'll do jokes that literally have hit in front of like 200 people, and they're like, "Wow, I'm the man." And then you do it like a week later. You do it like literally 5 minutes later, or like the next set, and it doesn't work, and you're like, "I'm the dumbest motherfucker."
What the fuck?
Yeah, no, comedy is so humbling, but it's so great. I mean, it's such a good ride. It's so much fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it feels really good, like to create your own thing, and it's about you, and then people are like you just get to talk about yourself, which
You get to talk about life through your lens,
right.
and people can relate to that. And like I think there is something amazing about laughter that is
and coming together.
that like coming together, and like laughing is it's a very vulnerable thing to do. Like when you are laughing, you are in an incredibly vulnerable state.
Yeah.
So to come together and do that with strangers is kind of weird. Like it is kind of against our nature to have that many people all putting their guard down so much at the same time, because like laughter indicates safety.
Yeah.
So like it's I'm very intrigued by it. And like one of the we'll go back to the ayahuasca thing just for a second, and then we'll move the fuck on. But like almost every single time I've done it, there's been periods in which I will be laughing nonstop. Like cannot get myself during ayahuasca, like cannot get myself to stop no matter how fucking hard I try.
Yeah.
For like, I mean, sometimes like hours.
I've heard that.
But like it's the most cathartic and like good feeling thing ever. And like one of the things I realized is like laughter is medicine. Like truly, like laughter, that's not one of those phrases just for the sake of it. Like it is fucking true. The more you laugh, like the amount of health benefits that it has to laugh consistently like throughout your life is fucking crazy. And
that's why good comedy comes from the darkest things.
Yeah.
Usually.
And so also too, like, you know, I don't need to serve ayahuasca, or like I don't need to give people mushrooms in order to help people heal. I can help people heal by getting on a stage and doing 5 minutes.
Right.
It's the same shit. There's no fucking difference.
That's why there's so many therapists that do comedy. I'm serious. It really is. And like, it's
you have to laugh at your shit, man.
And what you were saying about laughing being very vulnerable, that's why comedy clubs are low ceilings and very dark. Because you if comedy doesn't work in the daytime, because you see like, hey, that motherfucker laughed at that joke. Like that's messed up.
I'm gonna go beat him up.
But if it's just like dark, it's just like it's like a laugh track around you.
Yeah, it sets it very much is very intentional how comedy clubs set the mood to get people to laugh.
Yeah,
that's why sometimes doing these open mics at like bars that are very brightly lit in the daytime
brutal
is like, this is not the place for this.
I know, but you just got to think of it like going to the gym.
It's practice.
Yeah, just practice. How's your comfortability on stage?
I think it's pretty good. I mean, I still get a little nervous like every single time, and like especially so I finally did my my newbie set at Comedy Works.
Nice.
And I mean, I was so nervous before that. Oh my, like I had done what I was going to do, you know, 20, 30, 40 times. And I was so fucking nervous going up there. And like so nervous so that like right towards the beginning, I like forgot this part of my joke that like I've never once worried about before. Yeah. And then like I was able to kind of like pivot and come back. But there was a second where I was like, what the fuck?
The moment of panic.
Yeah. Oh my God. The moment that was, I will say this too. That was the first time that I've ever actually like told jokes and people like laughed at them.
Dude,
like people really laughed at him. I was like, oh my God.
With the wave, and you're like,
dude,
what the fuck?
It's wild.
Yeah.
Definitely one of those where you walk away being like, I am the shit.
Yeah. No, it really feels like an ocean, like getting hit by like a wave of laughter. It's so sick. Plus, you can't see the crowd. It's just like bright white lights. So you're just like, I'm just saying this to avoid, and it's returning the energy. Yeah. It's so cool. Yeah, comedy is awesome. I fucking love it. It's a hard game, you know, and there's a lot of weirdos in comedy. It attracts the best people and the worst people, unfortunately.
Yeah, it attracts some people that like really are dark motherfuckers.
Yeah.
And then it attracts the people that have gone through the darkness and come back to the light a little bit and really want to laugh. But And yeah, and fucking everything in between. Yeah, there's some creatures.
Oh yeah, yeah. But it also attracts like very eccentric people
Yeah.
and like fun people.
A lot of people too that aren't afraid to be themselves, which I
Yeah.
think society is missing at large.
Oh yeah.
People just actually being their like full, true,
Yeah.
authentic selves.
Yeah.
Comedy does have a way of bringing those people here.
It's also the only way it works.
Yeah,
Because if you aren't your authentic self, the audience will feel that and be like,
100%.
shut the fuck up.
And that's like such a hard part I think about starting too, is like, you know, I'm still figuring out what that is. So it's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I don't really even know, and I'm trying to do it and like being like, okay, well that one worked this time, and like
Yeah.
you know, I could do the same joke and say it in two completely different ways. One might work, one might not. And like one might feel good, one might not, the way that like I do
Right.
it. And so it's like you have to test all of that out before you find it. How long have you been doing comedy now?
4 years.
4 years? Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
When like does it feel like now that you're clicking, or like do you still feel like
I've heard it never stops being hard.
okay.
Like, to be honest.
Sick.
But it does get easier.
Mhm.
I would say around like 2 years you hit your voice and you're like, oh, this is kind of my style.
Yeah.
Because everyone has kind of like
I don't feel like I have that yet.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm still like I can feel little bits and pieces of it sometimes, but
Yeah.
not enough so to be able to actually like grab onto it and know like, oh, that's it. Like I haven't had the light bulb yet.
Like my style is like very much premise, setup, punchline.
Got it.
Like
Yeah.
5-sentence jokes.
Okay.
And some people are storytellers where you don't even know where the joke is or why it's funny, but it's like in there somewhere and it's working.
Yeah.
Like Ali Sadiq is like that. He's a really good storyteller. Or there's like Norm Macdonald who does anti-comedy the whole time.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of it, of a creative art, is it's really like
you can
blank
do
canvas.
anything. You
Yeah.
really can do anything, and like there is not at all like a one size fits all.
Yeah.
Like you can tell when people are copying other people's styles. Like,
Yeah,
you know, you can kind of like feel like, or even just like feel like when somebody's going up there and doing something that like, this isn't you being you. This is you being what you think we're gonna find funny.
Right.
And because of that, nobody finds it funny.
Yeah, yeah. That's the rub.
Yeah.
Between the audience. If comedy has a lot of like energy, exchanging energy. That's why if you're empathetic, it's really good for comedy.
Yeah.
Well, we can actually wrap it up. That was an hour.
Sick.
So yeah, easy peasy. That was a
by.
great conversation.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming. What is your podcast name?
So the podcast name is called the Being Human and Shit podcast.
All right. Check it out.
Yeah, check that out. Instagram, you can find me at Cam Leids.
Yeah.
That's where just about everything will be posted.
Follow the comedy journey.
Yeah. Check it out. See what's up. I think that's really all I have to promote at this point.
Awesome. Well, thanks for coming. Like and subscribe. Thanks everybody for listening.